Welcome. How can I be of assistance? I went all cowboy there for a second. Jackson B. Galaxy Private Detective at your service. Cat pee. Elusive and smelly. How do you get rid of the smell of cat pee? That's why I'm here. I just went cowboy again. Well,
it's your natural state of being.
Welcome to the Wild Pea West. Anyway, welcome everybody. How do I get rid of the pee smell? Jackson, the pee smell. I smell pee somewhere. I can smell it. I don't know what, but it's driving me crazy and I have no idea how to get it up. That's what we're gonna talk about today, how to get rid of pee smell. Now, first of all, I just wanna put this out there to everybody who has been thinking about getting a cat, hasn't gotten a cat yet, and is now hearing me go, God, how do you get rid of the smell of pee? It doesn't happen in every home. It doesn't happen all the time. Stuff happens every now and again. But the smell of cat pee is particularly identifiable, and any of you guys who've ever had to deal with it, you know this feeling where you're just sitting there watching TV and you're like, where is it? I know I smell it. And then all of a sudden you are just sniffing everything trying to find the cat pee. The best solution to this particular problem is to prevent it from ever happening in the first place. So I'm gonna give you the key, which is detectivism. Detectivism is that state of just collecting the facts, analyzing the facts, coming up with solutions. And when it comes to your cat, there are very specific things that you need to know. So let's just start with the facts about pee. Why is cat pee so particularly pungent? Well, there's a number of reasons behind that, but one of the things that you have to remember is cats, being by their nature, by their DNA, their body is built to be territorial. And as territorial animals, they will mark that territory by their pee. It's meant to mark territory. As a matter of fact, urine itself is metabolic waste that is made up of urea, creatine, uric acid, various detoxified substances, sodium chloride, and other electrolytes. So cat urine is pungent in part because cats are obligate carnivores, which means they consume a lot of protein. Protein is the building block of amino acids. Cats have a specific amino acid in their urine called felanine, and this is just specific to felids. Whether it rains on it, whether it's on concrete, whether it's on grass, or whether it's on a plant, it stays. That's heavy duty, man. When your cat's pee hits the litter box, as soon as bacteria mixes with urea, which urea is normally totally odorless, but once that bacteria mixes with it, it releases ammonia. Hence, that smell that you might associate with your litter box. I'm waiting for you to be impressed. Wait, you didn't know I was a scientist?
Oh, he's a scientist.
I know, I'm a man of many talents, detective and scientist. Anyway, those are the main sort of building block facts about cat pee. Now, being a good detective, we move on to the next thing, which is knowing your cat. Why does your cat pee outside of a litter box? Now, the first thing I'm gonna say here, because I wanna make sure it is the biggest, baddest paintbrush that I paint everything with, go to the vet. If your cat is doing something they haven't done in the past, that's the time to go to the vet first, ask questions later. This video will be here forever, so just go to the vet first and come on back and talk to me. In my experience anyway, the two main reasons that your cat will pee outside of a litter box, one is physical, so that means discomfort, which leads to avoidance, a bad experience, so whether that be a urinary tract infection, whether that be even an older cat getting tender paws and wants to get away from that feeling. Cat goes right outside the litter box, they are manifesting some aversion. I just can't go in there, and usually it's pain. I just can't go in there, So that's when, again, you go to the vet. So physical is one big reason, which is why I told you to go to the vet. But the second part of it, if we were gonna lump it all together, territorial anxiety or insecurity. So whether your cat's peeing on a wall, let's say, or the front door or under a window, and that might be because there are feral cats right outside that window who are just like, hey bud, How you doing? And that they might as well be in the house, sitting on the couch, you know, eating out of his bowl or her bowl. It's a real incursion. And we were talking about that scent quality. Those cats could be peeing on the outside of your house. And your cat's going to be like, you want to start a war? Let's do this. You know, this is my castle and this is my moat. And I'm building this gate to keep out the barbarians. Anyway, I talk a lot about this in other videos, including this one right over my head. So that's just one sign of territorial insecurity. Another one could be that there's cats inside the house who are competing for this resource. It could be that there's one bully cat keeping this cat right now out of the box because he knows if I go in there, I'm just going to be attacked. So why would I go there? I'm going to go someplace else. These are all signs of territorial insecurity, but start trying to wrap your head around these two major causes. The next step in our cat detectivism here is to gather the clues. So this brings us to a cat detective's very best friend when it comes to cat pee, and I'm going to turn you on to this right now. It's the black light, an ultraviolet light, and they come in ones this small, and they get a little bigger and more sophisticated. This is the one I bring with me on my cases, but it's really just, it's an ultraviolet light. Black light, any of you children of the 70s know what I'm talking about, right? Your Jimi Hendrix black light poster. So whether you use the small variety here, the big one, for your purposes, either will work. First of all, you wait till it's dark outside. Turn out all the lights in the house, make it dark. And then you're just gonna go around the house with a fine-tooth comb and look for pee, because under ultraviolet light, cat pee fluoresces like the 4th of July. So it's cool, man, because once we establish the pattern, then we can start addressing the problem. See, that's where this comes in handy. So I call it the anti-treasure map. You're gonna go around the house, you're going to find these spots, and then you're gonna put a little X, whether you draw it, or I actually use painter's tape and put it right there after I've cleaned it, which we'll get to. And yes, you'll find various weird spackle stains and whatever, but you know what cat pee looks like. It either looks like a splat on the ground or a splat on the wall with trails coming down. Unmistakable. Now here's a little Jackson tip for you. It's a special tip, so let's have a little thing come up. Here's a special tip. Just for you. When pee is first deposited by your cat, it will fluoresce in sort of an orange yellow. As the protein strains in the pee break down, it gets lighter and lighter and lighter, going the spectrum from an orange to a more yellow to white over time. Now you can start detectivizing and saying, well, how new is this? It could be that all the pee in the house is old. Whatever it was is not happening anymore. But that way you also know what's fresh and what's not. What is crucial that your cat put it down in that spot and they did it in the last 24 to 48 hours. The strongest smell that your cat pee will have, and cat pee is already pretty strong, but if you want to take it to the super strong, that's an intact cat, especially males. The testosterone itself in their pee, again, remember, meant to mark territory. It is super duper strong, super duper hard to get out. And because they're unneutered, they will also be more territorial. They're more likely to pee against walls and doors and everything to mark that territory because that is their job. What am I saying? Spay or neuter your cats for so many reasons. And pee smell is just one of them. You don't want to contribute to the overpopulation of cats in this world either. There is absolutely no reason to keep your animals intact, but peeing territorially and the smell that goes along with it, man, just do it. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking all of this talk about cat pee is just fascinating. And it is. And if you want more fascinating information, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, so you know every time not only is there a new video, but when I'm going to go live, when we're going to have giveaways, all types of goodies. All you got to do is ring that bell. And by the way, you know, leave a like, because who doesn't like cat pee? And now the part that you've all been waiting for with bated breath, which is, how do I get the smell out of here. I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to what you clean with, there's stuff I believe in, there's stuff I don't believe in. I don't believe in cleaners that smell like something. So smelling like oranges, or smelling like magnolias, or smelling like whatever means that you're just going to have pee that smells like magnolias or oranges or whatever. It just disguises it, so you never know whether you got it or not. So you wanna go with something that's unscented. And that leads me to this. This is my cleaner, and basically it's these tablets. Put them into warm water that you fill this up with. It releases the CO2 and it cleans it. And I'm telling you, it cleans it well. It's got the same basis as baking soda. And you know, if you were like me and you spilled a lot of stuff when you were a kid, like orange soda on the carpet, your mom would rush out with baking soda and it would magically help. Same concept here. It doesn't have any scent to it or anything like that. So that's what I use. And how do you do it? The first thing I will say is, don't do this. You spray, you let it sit for a little bit, and then you start blotting from the inside out. Blotting is, you're soaking it up. The last thing you want to do is spread the not wealth all over the place, you know? That's the big tip I can give you, is blot and then wait, and you may have to do it again. And you do it again. How do you know if you have to do it again? Well, this is where we get down to like the not scientific part of black lights and baking soda and all that, which is the nose test. You're just gonna have to go down there and smell and see if it's still there. But in my experience, something this safe, completely non-toxic to the rest of the animals in your house, with no scent whatsoever, not smelling like pea and lemons or whatever, but like nothing, is where you wanna get to with this. If you're cleaning with something like my cleaner and you've done it 2 times, even 3, and you still smell pee there, the chances are that your cat has been picking that spot over and over again for a long time and you just started noticing it, which is to say that cat pee, being as strong as it is and as pheromone laced as it is, will seep down through, let's say, your carpet, through the padding, and into the subflooring. That does happen. And if you've been missing it for years on end, you may have to actually bring the carpet up and replace it. Sometimes even the wood underneath it. It depends how long your cat's been doing it. So in a way, cleaning could also be, you know, diagnostic as well to figure out how deep it goes. That's me being the king of the silver lining right there, I suppose. The second thing is, as you continue to blacklight your home, which you really should do on a consistent basis, especially as you're trying to resolve whatever issue was going on, you will notice that there's still spots, these white spots. The thing is, because cat pee will break down those strands in the dye of your carpet, for instance, it'll always fluoresce white. That doesn't mean it's there anymore. It's just that's the residual. You can't see it unless it's under a black light, but it'll still be white. One of the sort of telltale signs is once you've blotted, or if you've made the mistake of rubbing, you'll see that that's happened. It won't have that shape anymore that you've come to associate with cat pee. Concentrate on the stains. If there still are stains that come up orange yellow, go right back to the beginning and become a good detective to try to figure out how you can resolve the issue from the patterns that you're seeing. Now, one last thing that I want to touch on, and that is if you've been watching all about black lights and cleaners and such, and you're wondering where to get all that, well, you're in luck. Meaning the You're in Luck bundle is on my website, and it comes with the black light that I've been featuring on this episode, along with a bottle of my cleaner and refill tablets. And this is Safe Space for Cats, which is the formula that we would use to help promote territorial security. So if cats are peeing all over the place on the walls territorially, showing that anxiety or that fear, then this will help as well. It's a flower essence remedy, completely safe and holistic, and you get all that in the You're in Luck bundle. Look, like I said at the very top of this video, the best way to deal with the smell of cat pee is to prevent it from ever happening in the first place. We go to the vet, we deal with the detective element of when it happened, why it happened. Your cat is not trying to just piss you off. That's not the game here. Remember, it is a manifestation of either pain, discomfort, anxiety, fear. Think about that and have a little compassion. Even though the smell might drive you crazy, it can be approached, it can be solved, and the smell can go away. Just remember to show your cat some love, all right? And speaking of that, I'm gonna get out of here, but the next time I see you, we'll talk about something even more grotesque. No, let's not do that. And speaking of love, that's what I got for you guys. Light, love, and mojo. I'll see you next time.
Meow.